Alright guys, and welcome back to part 10 of our agility slash dexterity guide. Now, unfortunately it is currently 4 a.m. It did just hit morning. I don't know if you guys heard that sound. And the trader is going to be closed till around 6:05 a.m. Not in this video, but very soon in one of the near future videos, I'm actually going to be showing you guys the basic fundamentals of base building. Now, the base building you can do will be obviously as complicated as you can make it. See, we've got lunch in the street. Let's see if we can go grab that. A little bit of food never goes astray. One of the beautiful things about this game... Oh, there's another one over there. One of the beautiful things about this game is there is no expiry on food. Alright. Grab that. Let's come back over. Oh, no, I didn't take that one out. I got the stealth hit. It must have been a body shot, because remember, I only have amplifications towards headshot damage. Unfortunate. That's okay. Oh, I didn't get this Bambi with it, but I saw the stealth bonus as well. I am using the lowest grade arrows I have available. I'm sure if I used a little bit higher, it would have been more smooth, but that is fine. Alright, let's grab our bow. See if we can get some food. Alright. Got a level up from it too. That leaves us at level 10. So we're getting to a pretty good spot right now. I can put this point into anything I want. More points into headshot damage would actually go really, really well. However, honestly, I think I'm going to put another point into knife. Now, the sooner I level up the knives, the better off we'll be. So let's take a moment to take a step back and look at what our character currently has. Alright, I'm going to stick with putting points into agility at the moment. 1 in light armor, so I find more armor parts and all that stuff. We can level that up nice and easy. You know what? Whirlwind's looking really good. Whirlwind's going to give me more attack speed. I think that's quite important. We got a tier 1 point of interest. So there's nothing I can really do right now until 6:05 a.m. where I'm going to get another variety of quests. Now remember, my plan by day 6 is going to be start building the house at day 6. It's not going to have to be an amazing house. It's not going to have to survive. Generally the first horde night is going to be pretty easy to be able to maintain or hold. Now we could break down the door if we want, or we could walk around the side. Doesn't really matter. There's a few different options available. See if the door on the side's open. It is not. See if the garage is open. It is unlocked. I really don't like the idea of there being a zombie dog in here. That scared me a little bit, I'll be honest with you, because I saw the kettle. So we're going to weave. We're going to move in and out of his attack range. I missed. That's alright. Down he goes. Nice critical hit. Okay. Oh my god, because that is close that he's slower. Alright. I'll use a pipe bomb just because I don't have any real firearms or explosives. Search the van. We've got experience on the bottom right, so we don't... Oh, how did she get out? Okay, I'm 6 overweight. I shouldn't be 6 overweight right now. Let's have a look at what we're currently carrying. We don't need this. We're going to take the hide that we could yield from over here. Okay, let's yield our hide. We got a good stack of hides, so that's going to allow me to make leather armor when the time comes. I don't need any of this. I could make some teas, which is good. This is for the bin. This is for the bin. We'll hold on to this. We'll hold on to the coffee as well. This is cute. Don't get me wrong, but I'll get rid of it just for the money at the moment. I could scrap it for 75 parts. In fact, you know what? I will hold on to it because it'll be a good modification when I get a firearm up and running. Tell you what, I can slide that bad boy in there right now, and that's going to amplify the damage of my submachine gun a little bit. Alright, unfortunately... Oh, that is broken. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know how she got to me because I closed the door behind me. She must have hit it and broke it. Okay. We have till 6:05 a.m. So I can actually be a little bit more reckless right now. I do have to be mindful, like I said, of my weight. My weight is going to make weaving a lot harder. Not my favorite place to fight with a knife. With a sledgehammer, sure. Well, it got really dark very quickly. You can barely see her. Now, you can get lights, you can carry torches, you can do all kinds of things. You can get night vision goggles to amplify your vision. But at the same time, I have none of this stuff because my character is still relatively new to the game. Just looking for anything cute that I can loot. Looks like there's nothing here. That's fine. I actually can't see where to go because it is too dark. Looks like we got the way up. Okay, we got a bit more light now. Looks like the sun's coming out. General rule of thumb when it comes to this kind of game is you follow the light and it will lead you the right way. I can't actually see the direction, but I can break down the door. Looks like we're coming up behind this guy. I'm not going to be able to one-shot him. Got him on the head, never mind. That was lucky. Back up, close the door. The rain's going to make my vision very, very bad. So this is what I mean by follow the light. The game always points you in the general direction by using lights when it comes to POIs. So if ever you get lost, just look around for it. It's very handy. It can be quite subtle at times, but it can be very helpful. I'm going to leave right now. I can come back at any time to do this. I kind of want to make the most of the day that I have coming available. And to make the most of the day, I need to be at the trader around 6:05 a.m., which is when they're going to be opening. Be able to hand in this quest, and we'll be able to see. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to adapt what I'm going to do today based on the current trader. When I go over there and I talk to him, if he has 5 quests to do that aren't buried quests, I'm going to be very attracted and very interested. Remember, he's going to give me access to tier 2 quests now. Hence we have the bicycle, and I can also unlock the other trader area if I want to by finding the other trader. Both traders will stock completely different stuff, which is good. Having access to more than one is going to be obviously more important. You'll have better chance of finding gear. He's got a bulk amount of duct tape. Okay, what do we got here? Sneaking, yep, cool, without getting exhausted takes practice, not impossible. So this just means when I hit the crouch key and the shift key, I don't use any stamina while sneak sprinting. It's not bad. It doesn't make any more noise, don't get me wrong. It's something you want to do if you're leveling into stealth. Realistically, out of all the choices, I'm probably going to take it. The duct tape's cute, but I already have a decent amount of duct tape, and duct tape isn't very rare when you start getting a couple more points. Not to mention, when I read all of those books, I'll have a pretty good volume. Notice how all of these quests are tier 2, and they're all relatively close. This means I'm going to try and pump out all of these. This is a fetch and clear quest, so you have to find an item and clear it, as opposed to just a fetch quest or just a clear. I'll probably come back to that one, because it's going to take probably a little bit more time, because I have more tasks to complete. Alright, remember it is day 4 and he restocks. Now he's going to restock at day 7, which is when the Horde Night will come. He will restock in the morning. Just having a look right now, I'd like to buy his gunpowder. I have no use for it right now, but it is an investment for later on. Points him towards bow. I don't need the cooking books anymore because I can make bacon and eggs, which is fine. We're going to come down here and buy the nitrate out as well. Another 2 meaty stews. I do have one in my inventory, which is nice, so we will hold on to that. Nerdy glasses. We're currently rocking some. You see this headpiece? It has a modification that allows me to see at night or just brighten up areas. Now, I'd love to have it, but I'm not paying 11 grand for it because it's only worth a couple of $100. It's 11 grand because, you know, the armor. It is classified as light armor, but at the same time, I'm not that interested in spending that amount of money. Alright. Unfortunately, it's going to be raining. If you look on the bottom left-hand side, you can see how wet my character is. Now, I want to also point out that if your character gets too wet, you'll get cold. If you get too cold, you'll get hungry quicker. So these are things that you don't want to have happen to you. There are things you can put in to mitigate it, such as temperature control. It will never mitigate how wet you get. You will always get more wet. Wet doesn't give you any form of debuff. It just makes you more susceptible to being cold. Okay? But it will stop. It'll help you during a blizzard, etc. Okay, so let's make myself a tea real quick. I'm not going to need too long. I'm going to make myself one of these nice red teas, yeah? I have to be careful. Do I have 7? Where's the water? There they are right there. I'm going to make 7 teas. That's going to take a bit of time. Let's make sure we have adequate amount of wood in there. I'll put it up to 15 minutes. That's fine. You know what? Let's go all the way up. Now remember that will generate heat for enemies. While I'm doing that, let's just make some natural water. Okay, looks like the sun is coming out, which is good. I got a decent amount. I can make bacon and eggs now. So let's actually pop some of those bad boys in there, because that is going to be an incredibly good food that I can have pretty early game. So we're not going to lie, we're going to be quite happy with that. We got just grilled meat here, which is going to be good for us. Put everything else in a storage that I don't need. Just having a look at the action bar. I do want to repair my knife at some point. I'm carrying a bit more than I need to, but it's alright. Alright, let's get to it. We've got a busy day ahead of us. We're going to try and pump through these quests as efficient as we can. So let's get straight to it. Now remember what I was talking about in the previous video, that you can do double quests. So you can loot and plunder the area, and then you can do the area again. It's not bad. You get the access to the loot room twice as much loot, twice as many items. It's good. Twice as chance of getting something good. It's not bad as long as you know you can efficiently clear the POI. If you can't efficiently clear it, you doing it twice might make a massive difference as doing another quest. You're better off doing 2 quests than 1 quest twice, because you get bonus free gold at the end of it and a chunk of experience. So like right now I'm looking at this and I don't actually know this point of interest off by heart. The devs love to add new POIs, which I'm really grateful for. So because I don't know the point of interest, the smartest thing I can do is just straight away just break that body again. Smartest thing I can do is make sure that I'm going to just do the point of interest once. If it looks easy enough, we're going to help her behind. Oh, nice crit. That extra attack speed coming in handy there at the 17% faster with a, I think it's 35% chance to crit. There you go. Found a book on how to be good with knives. I can now make a bone knife level 3. I'm not using bone, I'm actually using the one above it. So it just shows you how much higher I need to level it in order to get the hunting knife. But I will have a higher, a decent chance of finding the hunting knife as well. Just chop up the body. The bodies do slow you down when you walk over them. Sounds like a crawler. I can't exactly kite backwards. Hopefully he doesn't... Oh, I hit him in the body so many times, but the attack speed was really, really helpful. Nice coat. However, if I wear it, I'm going to get hot very quickly. These are high-performance running shoes. These are arguably the best boots you can wear in the game. They yield no physical protection, but they increase your stamina regen and your running speed by 20%. That is a lot, especially because you can wear a jacket, which is going to give you 10%, called a Letterman jacket. So you're sacrificing a small proportion of armor for 30% movement speed. To me, that's a pretty good trade. Movement speed will allow you to make the decision of whether you want to be aggressive or whether you want to be passive. So that was a very, very good find. And where was it? Just on the floor. I do want to quickly show you guys something as well. Remember in one of the previous videos I was talking about game stage and level. As you can see, they do not synergize. The better you perform, the higher the game stage, the harder the enemies, the better the loot, etc. Also affected by the zone that you're in, or the POI, point of interest that you were currently in. Level doesn't have a reflection of anything, but how many skill points you have to be able to distribute, and your maximum health and stamina in the bottom left-hand side. I'm going to super quickly eat a steak. You'll notice my stamina in the bottom left will go up to 120 as well. Nice and simple. Just going to close that door. Always make sure you've got your back covered while you are working on looting, yeah? You don't want to be putting yourself in an awkward situation. I'm feeling pretty strong on my character. I just got to be respectful to the fact that I can't take a hit, yeah? So I shouldn't have fell down. I'm going to take a couple of hits here, unfortunately. That was a really awkward animation. Okay, you see how much health I just lost from a simple stuff up? Because I felt like I could have actually got back up. That was just a bad play by me. Good example, though, of primarily how careful I still have to be. Just because I'm seeming a little bit strong doesn't mean I can take those couple of hits. Remember, I just lost armor, I just lost damage mitigation, and gained movement speed. Movement speed doesn't help when you're in a little area and you can't move, though, right? I can't exactly run and kite. Oh, it's a rattlesnake in this small house that I'm currently in. Oh my goodness, he's so fast. Alright. A little bit of meat, a little bit of leather. We'll take it. Grab the chair as well. Looking for a cigar. Oh, speaking of Letterman jackets, college jacket right there. 10% movement speed. However, I have a suit on. I'm going to hold on to the suit because there's a book you can get if you read both of the suits together. Sorry, if you have both parts of a suit, you gain 5% damage mitigation. So if you're a tank and you want to absorb damage, that's something you should definitely be looking at doing. So now I'm moving 30% quicker when I run. 2 hits to the head, knock him down. Wow, it's 2 hits to take him out. So I'm actually incredibly fast right now, and there is no cap on movement speed. So I can stack all this with that amazing drink I was talking about in my previous video on my action bar called a Mega Crusher. It all stacks together. So that'll be quite nice for us. Looking around, there is nothing there. That is fine. Keep moving, see if I see anything in here. Looks like we got nothing in here as well. Hold on to the sewing kits. I need to get a little bit more pep in my step. I don't have to fully plunder the kitchen like I was before because I don't need the resources that I currently had in the previous run. So what we're going to currently do is we're going to get rid of that. Keep moving. Sounds like we got a spider. I don't really want to deal with it, but jump up the stairs. Notice how I can just zip away because of that extra movement speed I got now. Take a nice free headshot on him. Follow-up headshot to knock him down. I don't want to get hit by the spider. Spiders do generally inflict debuffs on your character when they hit him. Nice and simple. Off we go. Let's keep moving out of stamina. Being able to move 30% quicker though will be very, very good. It doesn't affect any form of vehicle. So if I'm in a vehicle, the vehicle will not move quicker. It's just when I'm on foot, which is going to be quite often, especially when I'm clearing a POI. Alright, destroyed workbench. See if we can find a workbench blueprint on it. We're 2 away from being able to make a workbench. That's a lot of wood. I like that. When you can make a workbench. Ooh, okay, so we know the enemies are in this room because the quest tells you when you're getting close to the end. I would love to get a sneaky headshot. I see one sleeping there. We did wake him. That's okay. We got 3 in total. What do we got over here? Guy with a limp. Take a stab. Take a stab. Another headshot. Another headshot. Both down. Follow up. Follow up. Very simple. So we can start to fight in melee combat now, providing they're not ferals. Now this is just free wood. Rather than cutting down trees, this is going to give me a bulk supply of wood, and I can just take this, right? Never look at something like this and walk past it. You'd be surprised how many minerals and how many important items you can find. Not items, but like raw materials you can find. You can find sand, you can find stone, you can find... I don't think you can find clay, you can find plastic, you can find cement. Like, there's a lot of really good choices. Tier 2 chest, as you can see, it has leveled up. Having a look in here, I have a flaming shaft modification, which inflicts a burn. Unfortunately, as you can see, the weapon needs a shaft. A machete does have a shaft. You see how it's got a lock symbol here, and it isn't highlighted. This symbol here means I can't equip it. However, with my primary little wooden stick, I can slide it just like that. Now I can use that as a form of light as well. So it's not terrible. Yes, light does draw in zombies, so do keep that in mind. Just going to learn this. I don't need this. I'll put this aside, scrap that. Level 2, compare it to mine. Level 3, scrap it, don't need it, scrap it again. You can see the loot I'm getting still, let's be realistic here, is bare minimum. This isn't great loot. Gun safe, I don't have lockpicks to get into it. You can whack it with a weapon and eventually get into it. It's not worth the time it's going to take me to be able to do that. With a sledgehammer, you can generally get into things quicker. Now, I would love to have a stack of concrete later on. That's when you start making some hardcore building-based defenses. If you get a little concrete shell or a very small base in concrete, enemies are going to have a hard time getting into it very early game. When you start versing radiated and scary zombies, they'll be able to get through concrete, so you'll need reinforced concrete. But that's going to take quite a while for that to actually happen to you on Horde Night, or you're going to need a large amount of game stage. And if your game stage is getting up there to 150, 200, you should be pretty well equipped. A good weapon, decent protection, quite a few skill points. Talking about level 40 to 60 or so, around that mark, is when you should be having all those effects. So let's get back to the trader. Now, like I said before, this is a tier 2 quest. Tier 2 quests will yield better rewards than tier 1. However, I prefer tier 1 because I have a higher chance of getting pipe bombs from tier 1 quests. I just dropped the bicycle just because I don't want to be messing around. Oh, man. Still making mistakes. Both down, neither of them dead. One, body shot, headshot. That extra attack speed is kicking in, we can see it, but I am still making mistakes, which I don't like. Mistakes are detrimental, especially when I don't have a lot of healing resources. Grab the chicken, grab some resources, a little bit more meat. Now, we do have bacon and eggs back at base. They will heal you a decent amount. They'll give you a decent amount of food. There is no punishment in this game for eating the same food over and over, so do keep that in mind. Once you can get access to bacon and eggs at level 10, not at player level 10, but after reading 10 of the cooking books, you are good to go. You don't need to go any higher. Like, if you want to be a master chef, you can, but okay, straight away, I'm looking at that. That's forged steel, and that there is going to allow me to make the highest tier weapons in the game. I have no access to the highest tier weapons in the game. I'm not going to have access to quite a while. This here is 10 infection cures. If a zombie bites me and infects me, that's going to cure it. I have 10 pistol bullets, which is what my character's going to be specializing into. I'm 100% going to be taking the herbal antibiotic medication because I have 1 jar of honey. If I use that jar of honey, then I turn into a zombie. My character dies. When I say you turn into a zombie, infection kills you. You don't get to play as a zombie, so don't, think it's some awesome choice. Alright, we're going to go to the next closest one, the crypts. Shouldn't be too bad. Pretty familiar with the point of interest. Quite a few zombies if you mess up, but that's fine. Alright, let's come over here. See, we got a helper and coming all the way towards us. He's a little bit away though. Let's just drop off. Alright. That extra movement speed. I might actually be able to run faster than on foot than I can with a bicycle. Just have another bit of meat. Keep that buff up. Down he goes. Let's keep moving. So you'll see I'm going to be trying to be as efficient as possible. Now, a lot of people will argue that I should get a base up and running, but realistically, this isn't a PvP server, this is just a single playthrough, so it's a little bit different. If I was playing with multiple people, probably by day 3 I'd look at having adopting a base. There's nothing wrong with finding any of these houses and saying, this is my house, I'm going to make this my place. You put a land claim block on the ground, which every player starts with at the beginning of the game. You would have seen me drop it. And you can just put a territory, and that means no one can reset the point of interest, and no one can build in there. If they find your land claim block and destroy it, then they can build in there. Then they can do quests there, so do keep that in mind. You can also craft them on a forge, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can craft them on the go. Never mind, you can craft them right there on the groat for 5 stones. In fact, you know what? 27 seconds, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, crypt, nice and simple. We got a way downstairs. Should have some guys directly above me in there. Body shot. Whiff. Oh no, I didn't. I got him. Nice and simple. Now the good news about the knife is it doesn't use a lot of stamina. The bad news about the knife is it has tiny range. I don't get stamina back on kill until I put more points into knife, yeah? And I won't be doing that for quite a while. I didn't aggro him. Let's take the headshot. Nice and simple. That's beautiful. That was a builder, so he had actual body armor, which is quite nice to get rid of. Okay. Let's continue on down. Now, this is a clear all zombies. We got sound traps left, right, and center. They're going to be behind those. Or behind those. There we go. That was a body shot, unfortunately. No, it was a face shot. I just don't have enough points in headshot damage to guarantee the execution just yet. I will get there. Obviously, you're going to need to... You don't need to get above 7. 7's a comfortable number to then split spec. But I will get above 7 because we're going... That was unfortunate. We are going pretty heavy into the agility tree. As long as you don't miss that double tap thrust, you're incredibly strong. I'm going to super quickly pop one of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair this knife. I'm going to use a repair kit. And all I'm going to have to do is just hit the A key on the knife or just tap repair and it will consume the repair kit. If you don't have a repair kit, it'll tell you you require a repair kit. Anything that's a tier 2 or above weapon requires repair kits. Things that I didn't even see the builder. Oof. Oh man. I backpedaled into a corner. Let's jump up and over. Not really having a good start here, ladies and gentlemen. A bit sloppy if I'm going to be honest with you. Nice little light attacks. There's 2 kinds of attacks you can do. A light and a heavy. Heavies have more damage and more stopping power. Lights are just like a small thrust hit. Every weapon in the game has a light and a heavy hit. You just have to decide what you want to use. Personally, I think heavy spam is generally the way to go. Very few, seldom circumstances do you want to use light. Alright, we've got 2 over there and they're both really fast. I'm actually going to use another medkit because I've made a lot of mistakes, unfortunately. I'm also going to pop another bit of food just eating away. I do have a good supply of food, as you can see, but I don't have a good supply of water at the moment. Okay, let's get rid of her. Aim above because the drop-off. Looks like there are 4 red dots on my minimap. She's down but not out. Whiff. Headshot down. Headshot whiff. Just run. Kite back. Oh, I stood on a little bag on the ground. The bleed got her, which is nice. Yeah, you have to be careful about traversing. Because if you walk over things like this, it does affect your aim. As you can see, I went right over the head. And he died to the spikes. Yet again, something you can craft. Spike traps. Looks like, and we got the little loot room here. It didn't take too long. It's actually pretty simple to clear. What do we got? 2 first aid kits. Or 2 first aid bandages. I did use 2, so I technically make nothing, which is unfortunate. Okay, we can now craft tier 4 stone hatchets, so I should probably do that. You do more damage with .44 caliber weapons as well. Nice. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go outside and we're going to craft a higher tier stone hatchet. I just got a modification for a bladed weapon. This gives me a 10% chance to cause a bleeding on a regular attack rather than a heavy attack. I don't actually think it's that great, but I don't really care for some of the modifications that I currently have. This is a level 5 pipe rifle, pipe machine gun, as opposed to a level 2. Obviously, the level 2 is going to be a lot weaker than the level 5, so I'm going to grab the level 5. I'm going to modify. Whenever you hit modify on a weapon, it automatically unloads the gun. So keep that in mind that you will have to reload the gun. It's a beauty and a curse, yeah? These are cute. It's going to allow you to have armor penetration on clubs. Clubs are an incredibly good weapon. It's arguably the best modification you can have in the game on a one-handed club. I'll be showing that hopefully in the strength build. We'll let you guys decide whether you want clubs or if you want sledgehammers. I recommend clubs for a newer player. However, sledgehammers are, in my opinion, much better than clubs, especially with the AoE knockdown. If you're going to be doing that late game melee combat. Looking around for my bicycle, we can see it's outside here to the right. Don't want to miss out on that. Let's get straight back to the trader and let's hand the quest in. So as you can see by the timer in the top left hand side, we are trying to be as efficient as we can with these quests. Now, like I was saying before, whenever you complete 10 quests, you are going to tier up the NPC and get quests at a higher caliber, right? These are tier 2 quests. Goes tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. At tier 3 and above, you have access to locked chests at the end. You won't get good loot unless you get into them. Now, if you break the chest and you get into it and you reset the POI, you have to break the chest again. So it's good to have a form of getting into chests, whether that be lockpicks or demolition. So there are explosive charges you will get later on in the game. You can get them early, but generally later on. And that'll allow you to blow into chests, vaults, safes, and all those kind of things. It is important to make sure you carry the materials to get in, because that's when the loot starts getting really good. Straight away, you see this modification for my head. I don't have it right now, and I would absolutely love it. What that's going to do is that's going to allow me to come to character, find my headpiece, modify, put this piece in here, and just like that, I'm going to put the other piece into something else down here. Just like that, I now have access to a flashlight on my headpiece so I can see at nighttime if I need to. It does make me more visible though, so I do have to be respectful to that. Just going to sell off a couple of the bits and bobs, grab his next quest. So we're actually really happy with how this is going so far. I'm going to take, I'm avoiding the one that is clear and fetch. We'll probably try and do that last. Looking at the time right now, we're in a really good spot. So I want to show you guys something when I get to my destination. You can see it's 500 meters away, so this would actually take a little bit of time to traverse. Look at my stamina in the bottom left-hand side. It's going down at a decent rate. If I put a point into Rule 1 cardio, that would put me in a much more comfortable spot in terms of mitigating the stamina penalty I receive for sprinting on foot or pedaling on a bicycle while holding shift, which is referred to as also sprinting while on a bike. So the tier 2 quest, just running past it. Let's go all the way down here. Once I get access to tier 3 quests, I'm not really going to be trying to push anything further. The rewards you get for tier 2 can vary. I don't necessarily like them, but in the best case scenario, we get 100, 200 or 300 cobblestone blocks, and we can just erect a cobblestone base. So the way the game works is you put down a wooden frame. The wooden frame can then be upgraded into actual wood, and then above wood is cobblestone. Then above cobblestone is concrete or cement, and then above that is reinforced concrete. Those are the 4 tiers of based crafting and building that you guys can do. So let's continue on, guys. Just give me one moment. Alright, let's start the quest. We got a builder out, not a builder, sorry, we have a biker outside. I don't really want to deal with that guy. I actually thought he was coming from a different direction. Okay. I'm gonna have another bit of food. Character's getting a little bit thirsty now, so I have to be mindful of that. Okay, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna run out the front. Looks like I have company out front too. Back to the crate stack, yeah? Paid attention to my stamina. I wasn't happy with my stamina bar. You know what? I'm actually making an executive decision to use a pipe bomb because there are 2 builders and they're going to destroy structures very quickly. There we go. Nice and simple. All 3 of them went down. And here's the guy that I didn't want to deal with to begin with. Oh, man. Alright. Should be able to kill him relatively easy based on the fact that I have access to a lot of bleeds and headshot damage, yeah? You can see that's 3 hits to his head, 4 hits to his head to knock him over. I gotta just wait for my stamina. I don't have stamina regen. I'm using a lot of stamina when I attack too. He's doing 20 damage a hit. He's obviously a lot more scary than her because he can sprint and she can't sprint. He's only worth about 750 experience as well. Remember, I do have nerdy goggles or glasses, which are giving me more experience as well. Nice and simple. Down we go. So you can see how... Ski goggles. Okay, these beautiful things will give me +1 to agility. So that just told me that I can now only have to get agility to +9, and it will count as I have +10. I'm going to put this point into gymnast. I have 2 skill points available. Doing that will put me at 8. That gives me 270% headshot damage with a 40% chance to instant kill tier 1s. Putting these on right now with W takes off the nerdy goggles. I get less experience, but now it says 9. So now I've unlocked technically 9 out of the 10 points. That's going to be very, very good for my character. That is going to allow me to have a 45% chance to one-hit enemies that are unarmored and have, like tier 1 enemies. 45% chance at the attack speed I have now. Very, very attractive. Now, obviously, when I get 3 more level ups, I'm going to put it in so I max out headshot, and then I'm going to try and max out attack speed in my dagger, so I attack 25% quicker. Because attacking 25% quicker with a 50% chance to one-hit kill is going to add up very, very quickly. Then I'm going to have to manage my stamina. There's that 45%. Follow the light, like remember we saw before. Let's move along. I can jump across. I heard wings, so that means there is a vulture somewhere. So let's see if we can get the sneaky shot on the vulture. Maybe not. I see that guy all the way over there, and I see her. See if we can get a headshot on her. Nice and simple. Should be a vulture somewhere. I don't see it. Getting these sneaky hits. Remember, all this headshot damage is applying to these multipliers as well. So whenever I'm doing a sneaky hit. So as you can see, stealth does play a very strong mechanic for a lot of players. They prefer to be able to just take out a group of zombies like that. Now remember, they have permanent tracking, so they can find me. This appears to be a dangerous idea, and I am definitely down. Notice my response was to fall onto something. That way I can at least defend myself. I really don't want to go down the chute. And the game really does want me to go down the chute. I'm gonna do it. And you're meant to fall onto broken glass. Alright, here we go. I don't know how many are here. Looks like they're underneath. This floor will fall apart on me. That's okay. We got a walker. We got one that's gonna sprint. There's actually quite a few. One tap as well. Love to see it. Getting a few one taps here. Nice and simple. All that extra headshot damage. Got one more. Really playing a part. Okay, that's the zone cleared. Let's quickly loot the fire truck. See if there's anything cute in here. Fireman book and a jar of honey. Remember, jars of honey are used for infection at 5%. We're going to do that. That's going to open the exit gate. See if we can plunder a little bit of loot here, yeah? Alright, looks like we've got the loot room down here. See how handy this little light is that I have on my head now too? Very important. You can't craft these. You need to get a blueprint in order to be able to get them, I'm pretty sure. So this is a very, very important thing to get early game if you can, because it allows you to be more efficient at nighttime. By default, zombies are faster at nighttime, so you have to be respectful of these kind of things as well. Tier 2, tier 2, and a lockpick. That's fine. Take the lockpick. Alright, this is going to help with noise. Doesn't help me at the moment. Okay. When sneaking, you always land silently. You take no damage. Yep, nice. That's fantastic. So that allows me to jump and land silently. Pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Reading all the sneak books are going to be beneficial for my character, especially being an agility maxing character. So it looks like we are actually done here. Let's quickly jump up and jump outside. We do still have 3 more quests to do today, or 2 more quests. It is getting a little bit late in the day, so we do have to be a tiny bit more mindful of our time management, yeah? I'd really like to try and pump out the next quest as quickly as possible. I don't have to complete the other quest before nightfall. I need to accept it before 2200. Looking at the time, I got plenty of time left, but I like to be a little bit more organized. The more time that I can manage, like early game before day 7, that's your chance to get like a hold of the game. Determine how the game's going to go for you. Right now, there are things that I'm looking for that I'm not currently speaking. For example, I need to read another 2 books, in order to be able to craft a workbench. When I get a workbench, I can craft tier 2 items. I can craft tier 2 armor, so I can wear full leather armor, as opposed to the armor I'm currently wearing now. Now, the boots that I have, I really like. High performance running shoes allow me to run quicker by 20%. Let's be honest, that's a no-brainer in 9 out of 10 situations. When I'm caught in a small fire station like that, I'm probably better off with a bit more defense. But when I'm out in the open and I need to get away, it's going to obviously be incredibly beneficial. We got food, put the food aside, put the pill aside. I actually don't... I'll show you how the land claim block works in a second. Get rid of that. We'll hold on to this. We got a full stack of bandages. I'll tell you what, we'll take 4 instead. I don't need these in my inventory at the moment. I got a stack of nails somewhere. Pop that in there, pop that there. Obviously just try to hold on to the important things that my character needs. Let's run inside. I'll super quickly show you guys how the land claim block works. When you put one down, a player cannot build in that territory unless you are part of the same group / clan, etc. Clawhammer's nice, but I don't need it. This is a small sentry turret to defend my base. You can only have one setup per player, and you have to be within proximity. Speccing into intelligence, you can have multiple. I can get magazine books or Molotov cocktails. Honestly, Molotov cocktails are fantastic. They're great. I could accidentally burn myself, don't get me wrong. I'm going to roll the dice on the magazine books. Only because I have a point into dagger and a point into armor, there is a chance that I will find dagger or armor books. Just like that, I found 2 dagger books. I'm at 6 out of 75. The higher that number gets, the better the stuff I can make. Robotics doesn't really matter, and guess what? Armor, just like that. So now my armor's at 7. When this starts to getting higher, I'll be able to craft myself, there you go, craft myself level 4 bone quality. I don't use bone weapons, and I can now make a pipe baton. Doesn't matter, we're looking at the next one. Hopefully the next one's going to allow me to make cloth armor 4. Once that gets to cloth armor 5, the next upgrade after that will be leather armor. And believe me when I say I definitely want to get my hands on some leather armor. It looks good, it's strong, it gives good protection. It's twice as strong as the armor I have now. It does come with some small penalties, don't get me wrong, but I will be able to counter those penalties if I play my cards right. Super quickly, I'm just going to make myself another one of these hatchets. I think I need a tiny bit of plant fiber, a stone, and a little bit of wood. Alright. So when I make an axe, you see it's level 4. That's because I've read enough of those crafting books that now whenever I craft an axe, it's going to be a higher level. So we're going to come over here, we're going to modify it. Higher level axe means it does more damage as well. More damage means that we'll be able to break things quicker, and technically if it breaks things quicker, it'll be able to harvest quicker. I like to get the zombie's attention over here. I hit the trader, that's what that sound is. You cannot damage the trader. Down he goes. Out he goes. Alright guys, I'm going to cut the video here. Oh no, hang on 1 second. We're going to just quickly put the land claim block down, and here we go. Do you see this giant circle around me? So I can push E on this, and that tells me that everything in this zone is my territory. Zombies won't spawn in here, they can run in here, but this is basically where I can build without a player being able to build around me. I can put it inside a house, inside a building, anywhere. A player needs to come up and physically destroy it. There is nothing wrong with putting this under the ground, under a layer of concrete in order to protect it. This is basically means that this is my zone around here. Okay? Definitely something you need to keep in mind, and it is good to always have them down when you are in an area where you don't want zombies to spawn in your backyard because you have a giant courtyard, if that makes sense. Alright guys, we're going to cut the video here. In the next video, we're going to pump through the remainder of the quest, and then we're going to do a basic guide towards building and base development. So alrighty guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Okay.